Alright, so about a year ago, my sister and I took a quick trip to Dubai. It was a last-minute trip, and just before we left, I realized we'd need a way to stay connected. I mean, there's nothing worse than being in a new country without access to maps, or not being able to reach each other if we got separated for a bit. Because let's be honest, who wants to land and go looking to find a SIM card at the airport, knowing you'll probably get overcharged, or wander around searching for one before you've even settled in? That's why I went with Saily. I'd used it on a previous trip and had such a good experience, making it an easy choice. I mean, everything was so much smoother, finding places to eat, getting around the city, and staying connected with family and friends was all super easy. Since then, I've used Saily for multiple trips, and it's been my go-to for staying connected. So in today's video, I'll tell you all about my experience with Saily, how it works, what they offer, their plans and pricing, and a few pros and cons. And if at any point you decide to give it a try, you can download the Saily app and use the code GVUTech at checkout to get an exclusive discount. That said, let's get started. Okay, so if you haven't heard of Saily before, it's an eSIM service that's all about making it easy to stay connected while traveling. It's backed by Nord Security, the same company behind NordVPN, so I know it's a secure service, and it's available for both iOS and Android devices, and gives you a reliable connection in over 200 destinations. It's designed for people who want an easy way to stay online, without dealing with the headaches of traditional roaming fees or physical SIM cards. Now, getting started with Saily eSIM is straightforward. First, you'll need to download the Saily app to your phone, and once you're on the app, you can look through the different data plans based on where you're going and how much data you think you'll need. Then, after picking a plan, just install the eSIM. Once your eSIM is installed, you're all set. Just make sure to activate it before your flight, and when you land, it'll automatically connect to the local network. No more searching for physical SIM cards, no dealing with roaming fees, just instant connectivity as soon as you arrive. On top of that, there's also a data tracker, which is really cool. If you've used up 80% of your data, Saily sends you a quick notification so you can top up in just a few clicks. It makes the entire experience hassle-free, leaving you more time to enjoy your trip instead of stressing about running out of data. Also, one of their biggest advantages compared to the major competitors is that with Saily, an eSIM only needs to be installed once, eliminating the need for users to install a new eSIM for every country that you travel to. One thing to keep in mind though is that Saily is data only, so for calls and texts you'll need to use apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, or FaceTime, which is not a big deal these days since most of us do that anyways. And if you're not sure whether your phone supports eSIMs, which most do, just double check, but if it doesn't, Saily does offer a full refund. Now, in terms of their pricing for Dubai, Saily keeps things simple and flexible, which is exactly what you want when traveling. They offer a range of plans to fit different trip lengths and data needs. There's a plan with 1 GB of data for just under $4 for 7 days, and a 3 GB plan for 30 days for about $8. And for anyone who needs more, there's a 5 GB plan that's about $11. And if you're someone who really uses a lot of data, like for videos, heavy browsing, or navigation all over the place, the 10 GB plan is a great option for about $18. And for those longer trips, there's a 20 GB plan for just about $31. And again, if you decide to give it a try, you can download the Saily app and use the code GVUTech at checkout to get an exclusive discount. Okay, so as I said, about a year ago, my sister and I took a quick trip to Dubai, and I used Saily eSIM to stay connected during our time there. Let me just say, from the very beginning, the setup was so easy. I downloaded the app, picked a data plan that worked for me, and installed the eSIM in just a few minutes. And I didn't even have to switch SIM cards, which in my opinion can be a pain, because if you don't have that small SIM card tray pin tool that probably came with your phone when you first got it, it's pretty hard to open. I mean, I used to use my earrings, but then I always broke them, which was very annoying. On top of that, you won't have to worry about losing your SIM, since you'll never need to pull it out from your phone. Now, once we landed in Dubai, the eSIM automatically connected to the local network, and from that moment on, it worked without any issues. Whether we were going around the city using Google Maps, looking up restaurants, or staying in touch while exploring different areas, the connection was consistently reliable and fast. I never had to stress about finding Wi-Fi or dealing with unsafe public networks. The plan I chose gave me plenty of data, and it felt great knowing I wasn't going to be hit with surprise roaming fees. Everything was upfront and clear, so I knew exactly what I was paying. Plus, the pricing was way better than what I've seen with other options, like airport SIMs, which tend to be overpriced. Besides that, I love how Saily focuses on your online privacy. They've added some really useful security features that make it stand out. For example, the ad blocker helps cut down on intrusive ads, which makes browsing smoother and even saves data. Then there's the web protection feature, which keeps you safe from harmful websites or malware, especially in public Wi-Fi networks. And the virtual location feature adds an extra layer of privacy by masking your real location, which is great when traveling abroad. These features not only keep you connected, but also give you peace of mind. But one thing I noticed is that while Saily offers a good variety of data plans, the options might not fit everyone's needs perfectly. For example, if you're someone who needs more or less data than what's available, you might find it a bit limiting. That said, it worked out fine for me since their plans lined up perfectly with what I needed for Dubai. So now the big question is, would I recommend Saily eSIM for Dubai? I absolutely would, especially if convenience and reliability are top priorities for you. The activation process is very simple, and it takes away the need to deal with physical SIM cards, which can easily get lost or be a pain to manage while traveling. So for travelers who want an easy and dependable way to stay connected in Dubai, Saily eSIM is a great choice. It works seamlessly with modern smartphones, is completely digital, and offers a stable connection that makes traveling so much easier. That said, if your travel plans align with what Saily provides, it's a solid option for keeping you connected without the usual stress. And just to remind you one more time, if you're thinking about giving Saily eSIM a try, you can download the Saily app and use the code GVUTech at checkout to get an exclusive discount. Anyway, that's it for today's video. I hope you found this review helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more honest reviews like this one. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.